a little harder!
So last night we watched a very interesting documentary called The Red Pill, and we decided to record a new podcast about it. Laughing Man, how do you think it turned out?
Yeah, we are both super happy with the recording. It's absolutely incredible. Now, of course, I have some concerns I want to address. I am embarrassed by some videos regarding GamerGate that I participated in making in the past, and I'd like to apologize for those. They do not in any way represent who I am today or what this new video podcast will be about.
Wait, are you serious?
Psh, fuck no, I haven't changed my mind about shit. And this resurgence of GamerGate in the last night is exactly fucking why. But hey, I can say that because I don't have the hand of a publisher up my ass like I'm a ventriloquist dummy.
That's right, folks. GamerGate 2, the fucking SJW strike back.
I would say son of Zoe Quinn, but who's the father? Oh, fucking hell. I mean, I can't believe that this is a thing again. Just because it's so fucking asinine. And watching one of the creators, Tim Soret, of this new game called The Last Night during the Microsoft E3 Xbox presentation, having to get up there and basically castrate himself before the monolith of feminism is just heartbreaking in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm. And we should explain to those who don't know the situation. E3's been going on for the past couple days, and Xbox decided to show off a new game called The Last Night, and it looks very interesting. And obviously, it's by an indie developer, and obviously the SJWs and the people who can't make anything of their lives, they can't have someone else being more successful than them.
Quinn!
Especially when they hold opposing viewpoints. So, what do you do in that situation? Well, you take to Twitter, dig up some 3-year-old tweets that the creator made regarding Gamergate and how he wasn't all for it, and he thinks that people, should be egalitarian rather than feminism as it's become so skewed.
His own words.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, for that, he should be thrown into the fiery pits of hell.
He should be made an example of, Natalie. What this is a witch hunt, and it's actively manufactured by Zoe Quinn, the same person who claimed to have had such a witch hunt portrayed on her during the Gamergate era, and the same person who has been so actively anti-harassment in light of, again, Gamergate. And now she's being a complete fucking utter hypocrite when it comes to bullying, and I'm going to use this exact fucking word, bullying this other developer for some asinine tweets, some things that don't even have any shred of controversy about them. When someone says they're an egalitarian, you can't get any more fucking equal than that. He says, quote, "I'm against feminism because it's getting more and more skewed. I am for egalitarianism. I don't care, boy, girl, alien. The Gamergate people are for journalistic integrity, honest debate, transparency, inclusiveness, and egalitarianism." He wrote in between July 2014 and September 2014. Mm-hmm. And these are the tweets that he's being called out on? Give me a fucking break.
And what's funny about that is that this isn't the first time Zoe Quinn has actively sabotaged people who are going to be bigger successes in the industry than she was.
Oh, you mean the fine young capitalists? Yeah.
Oh, and other people too. I mean, the game jams that she shut down because, God forbid anyone else be successful when she fails at everything and has to rely on controversy and victimhood status to even have any relevance in today's media.
Well, when you're giving your game away for free, you gotta make your money back somehow.
But the thing that's even more outrageous than that is just the people who will blindly just follow whatever she says, believes it flat out, and is agreeing with her. And these are people, not just nobodies on the internet, but celebrities online too, who claim that, see, people who disagreeing with Zoe, for boycotting this person's game, this is exactly what we were talking about, the harassers of Gamergate.
Even Raw Fury, the publishers of Tim Soret's game, said, quote, "The comments Tim made in 2014 are certainly surprising and don't fit the person we know. And we hope that everyone reading this who knows us at Raw Fury on a personal and professional level knows that we wouldn't tolerate working with someone who portrays this caricature of Tim going around on the internet right now." And it's like, what? An egalitarian? Mm-hmm. Again, there is a witch hunt happening. And it's happening with game developers. The GamerGate has not died. It's still going on, where the media, the gaming media, is still trying to keep, I don't want to use the term boys club though, but they're trying to keep it a private club of only like-minded people who are like, the virtue signalers and the white knights, and the people who are like, yes, feminism is what we need. And if they had a handful of decent retorts and possible even like decent arguments, valid arguments, I could even be swayed to agreeing with some of this stuff. But they don't. They just want to shut down discussion. They want a fucking totalitarianism of fucking ideas. And it just pisses me off.
Because God forbid anyone ever develop a game who doesn't hold a different fucking opinion to the mainstream narrative of gaming culture, which is that, the women, they're always so oppressed, they're always the victims, they're never represented in video games. There's never been a strong female character in a video game before, right?
I know, and video games have never been diverse.
And it's worth pointing out that he made these comments years ago, and he's been making this game for years. Nobody has given a shit about it until he does his E3 presentation, and people see the trailer and they're like, oh, I'm very interested in this game, and it becomes apparent that his game is going to be very popular, or at least, at first when it gets played. Then the people come out of the woodwork and say, oh, well, you shouldn't be buying this game because look at these tweets from 3 years ago. Oh, look at this tweet from a couple of months ago when he criticized Bill Nye, the science guy, for bias in his fucking show, saying that gender's on a fucking spectrum.
Oh, come on, Nat. You know that everybody has that fucking My Sex Junk song, like, on their fucking MP3 player in their car, right? I mean, everybody just bobs their head to that shit during the morning commute.
I will admit fans of that show are on some kind of spectrum, but it's not a sex one.
Yes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with people changing their opinions largely when new information comes to light. I've myself flip-flopped between the false dichotomy of left and right politics for about 20 years of my fucking life, and most of it's just changing my mind after I get new information. However, in this case, Tim changing his mind, I imagine a lot of this stuff is coming from the publishers of his game, just because in the fucking thing it even says, flat out, we wouldn't associate ourselves with someone with these worldviews.
Which is disappointing to someone like myself who wants to get into the gaming industry and is going to university to study gaming.
Oh, you're fucked. You're fucked.
Yeah, to know that no one's ever going to hire me because I hold a different fucking opinion.
Yeah, we need women inside games, folks. We need to get more women developers. Oh, wait, you have the wrong mindset. Oh.
And the funny thing is that the thing that we all accused Zoe Quinn of doing during GamerGate, aka snuggling up and cozying up to, journalists and people in the media in order to promote herself, is it pretty much what she's doing now? Because
who did she have to blow to get her name back inside the gaming press for this stupid series of tweets that don't mean shit?
It's exactly what she's doing right now, because all of the journalists and people that she's cozied up to, in the past 3 or 4 years, however long GamerGate's been going on, now they're all coming out of the woodwork saying, oh, Tim Soret's horrible sexist opinions. Why are Xbox deciding to promote this horrible sexist and allowing him to spread his ideas in his game? How dare he be allowed to be a creator?
It's because the social justice warriors and the feminists have learned one thing, that when money is on the line, stigma always beats dogma. Someone pointing a finger and saying, we won't buy your game because of your personal opinions, can force someone to backpedal frantically.
And you know who doesn't have to bow down to that pressure? Somebody who doesn't have a producer or an overhead company tickling his balls with their fist up their fucking asses, is Notch. And Notch, who, for those of you who don't know, is the creator of Minecraft.
Marcus Persson.
Who is, as far as I know, a self-made man, a game designer who's he's worked for everything he's ever got in life.
He's red pill as fuck.
So he knows the gaming industry, and he knows how hard it is to get a game to be a big success, and he knows the actual hard work you have to put in, and I presume has never slept with any journalists in order to get positive reviews for his game.
I don't know, that fedora's pretty tempting, right?
Has come out and flat out called Zoe Quinn a cunt.
Jesus. Well, here's the thing, is he doesn't need to kneel down to public pressure. He has the money and the property to be fully independent, both financially and with his opinions, with his mindset. Which is also why I think that the developer of The Last Night kneeled down before the likes of Zoe Quinn and the gaming press that apparently seem to enjoy getting pegged every single time she has one of her fits of victimhood outrage.
And you know what the funny thing is that Notch, because he has a different opinion, but he doesn't have anyone who can actually influence him into changing it, he's dangerous to them.
Yes.
And that's another thing is the people who have turned on Notch declared him a horrible person. Like fucking Graham Linehan, who, for those of you who don't know, wrote The IT Crowd, a show which I fucking love. I didn't think I could have this kind of cognitive dissonance where I could love something so much, but the fucking creator is one hell of a douche.
I've heard.
Somebody who, you know, is one of those white knights and who calls people who participate in Gamergate, you know, harassers, disgusting humans, liken them to the KKK, and then himself went out and doxed a fucking 20-year-old, 21-year-old who just made a vague criticism of him. He went onto his Facebook page, found a photo of him and his mother, got his mother's name, and posted that information on Twitter on his account for his 600,000 odd followers to see. It's just so hypocritical. These people, they can't look at themselves in the mirror. They're horrible people.
They're projecting.
Yes. It always tends to be people who have either never had success in their life or have had success and have lost it and are trying to claw their way back into the public attention. And, you know, this is the same guy as well, by the way, who instructed his followers to basically go on a mass flagging and reporting spree on Sargon of Akkad's channel on his Twitter profile to try and get it shut down. Well,
that's what this is. This is the exact bully mentality. Bullies will always pick on someone who won't or can't fight back. I mean, have you ever seen that one video of that one bully trying to just beating the shit out of that blind kid, and all of a sudden this other kid, real jock type, just walks over and just cold-cocks, knocks the fuck out this bully asshole. That is what this essentially is. These people are trying to bully people who they know they can push over. People who they know will be victims. And that's why Notch, even right now, is attempted to be browbeaten by the gaming press for his comments. Problem is, because Notch is so independent, he's a fucking unmovable object.
I am the rocks of the eternal shore. Crash against me and be broken!
He is the unmovable object. And, you know, they're just trying to throw their ists cards at him. Racists, sexists, all that kind of shit. Hoping that something finally breaks his skin. But he won't bend the knee like Tim had to.
And the thing is, you think of Notch's audience, people who play Minecraft, they're quite young, and so they know who Notch is, they probably follow him on Twitter, and they're probably inclined to share a lot of his beliefs. So if he goes out and calls Zoe Quinn a cunt, and practically, you know, denounces everyone who is trying to attack Tim Soret, you know, what do you think, how do you think the younger generation of gamers feel?
I think it works both ways too, because I think that Notch also has his pulse on his fans. And the crazy thing is, from what I could tell, the libertarian backlash in general, maybe even small L libertarian backlash, is happening, and especially happening with Generation Z, the Minecraft players. They're the ones who are watching all this shit happening. They're watching the creator of their favorite game getting attacked. And you wonder why some sites suggest that, you know, because of all this red pilling and the gatekeeping of information and YouTube censorship and calling JonTron a bigot and Gamergate and the violent college fascism against free speech, that Generation Z is predicted to be one of the most conservative generations of individuals since World War II. I mean, you wonder why there's such a backlash against authoritarianism? No fucking shit, it's called blowback.
Look at the people that these social justice warriors are attacking on social media. It's PewDiePie, JonTron, Notch, people whose primary audiences are young people.
Yes, and here's the thing too, I mean, with all the Keks and the Pepes and all that kind of stuff, the humor is going to win a culture war. And it's just like the Saul Alinsky book, Rules for Radical, says, humor and ridicule are extremely powerful weapons. And if you can ridicule somebody, there's no real good way to overcome that. People laughing at you. That's why they say that dictators hate the sound of laughter.
It's the best way to take power away from somebody. This is what Charlie Chaplin was trying to do when he made his film The Dictator.
Yes.
And you know what? Speaking as somebody who goes to university to learn how to design games. Everyone in my game design class also feels that way. This new generation of game makers shares the same opinion.
The anti-authoritarianism, and it's glorious. This is just an attempt for Zoe Quinn to get her 15 minutes of fame back, trying to stay relevant in a world where, allegedly, her 15 minutes of fame were, allegedly, from fucking 5 game reviewers, allegedly, who in turn gave her, allegedly, glowing reviews of Depression Quest, allegedly.
You know, if she wanted that 15 minutes of fame again, she could have just posted it on Pornhub.
She could genuinely fuck the game industry.
This is what it means when we swing on your brother.